there is more than one type of writing in the Bible.
Right.
So we've talked about figurative language, parables, hyperbole is in the Bible, poetry is in the Bible. There are songs, there are psalms in the Bible. There's a whole book called Psalms.
Yeah.
We look at Proverbs. These are nuggets of wisdom, right?
Right.
Is he saying that wisdom is a literal woman?
Right. Right.
He's not,
Right. Although they are pretty wise. That's another topic for another time.
Depends on the woman. We're going to move on. There's prophecy, right? Take Daniel, for example.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So the visions that he sees. Take Revelation, for example.
Sure.
The visions that he sees. These are our symbolic things, right, in these prophecies. So there's symbolism as well, right? Now, they all lend themselves to a literal thing, to a true thing, to a type of thing, but they're not themselves a literal depiction.
Right.
Allegory. Right. So these things all happen.
Right.
All of these things happen. Jesus uses colloquialisms
All the time.
right. So like there are things that aren't quote unquote literal,
Right.
but are still true.
Jesus specifically teaches in parables.
Yeah.
Like I remember you were telling me, I can't remember what verse it is now, where the disciples asked him why he teaches in parables.
Yeah, it's in Mark. And
Yeah.
I can't think of the exact chapter right now, but when he talks about, he says, because I want people to think it through.
Right.
Right. And what was interesting about that is that there's kind of this understanding that if he just said, I'm the Messiah, take it or leave it.
Right.
People didn't, and it's really weird because like I hear that today a lot with skeptics. Like, why doesn't God just reveal himself and just bang, make it obvious?
Right.
Right. And like, first of all, he did. Okay. It is pretty obvious.
Yeah, right.
If we really want to, if you really break it down, it is very obvious. But he never does anything immediate.
Right.
Outside of like, let there be light. But right? He never does anything immediate. He always gradually, when it comes to the human nature, when it comes to our relationship with him,
Right.
he leads us slowly.
For sure. He's a shepherd.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Out of blindness.
Yes.
Into the light.
Right.
He takes us there. He gets us there so that we can grasp it, understand it. Otherwise, we're at a crossroads.
Right.
Where we have to choose between two things we don't understand.
Right. And so Jesus, being the incarnate of God, believes in the power of parables.
Yeah.
So I'm just pointing that out just to say,
Yeah.
okay, so if God incarnate believes in parables, you best believe God the Father believes in parables.
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Exactly. So someone might say, look, if some aspect of this is allegorical,
Right.
then can we take the rest of the Bible literally? If parts of it aren't literal, then can we take the rest of the Bible literally?
Right.
And the answer is yes.
Of course.
I think, we've talked about this before. The Bible's not a book. It's
Right.
a series of books.
Right.
It's a collection of literature.
Right.
And as we were just pointing out, all of those literatures have different types, different writing styles,
Right.
feelings, right? So,
Right.
So absolutely you can take some of it literally and some of it not literally.
I always say the Bible is literal. The problem with the Bible isn't the Bible, it's you. And by that I mean we, just like Jesus preached in parables and the people had to go home and wrestle with it, we do that. I mean, we do that every day. I mean, that's my entire job, right? I mean, that's what I do is I bring passages to say, when Jesus says this, what does he really mean? Or when the Bible talks about this, and we've brought up so many examples of times when Jesus does something I won't say Jesus, God does something literal to a group of people, let's say, and they wipe them out. And then everybody says, well, that's cruel. But then you read 10 chapters earlier, the reason why God wiped them out was he warned them 10 chapters earlier. If you continue to do these things,
So we're going to actually hit on a couple of those scriptures.
Sure.
Because does God actually tell them to kill everyone?
Right.
Was that his message?
Right.
We're going to get into that here in a minute.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So